Whenever my wife is upset, I let her color in my black and white tattoos. She just really needed a shoulder to crayon. Today, I'm going to recap a 1992 action sci-fi film called Universal Soldier. The film takes place in 1969 during the concluding moments of the Vietnam War. An American soldier, Luke Deveraux, is given a mission to defend a village from North Vietnamese troops. Amidst a pouring rain, Luke approaches the village and is confronted with a horrifying scene. His comrades and many villagers are dead, with their ears grotesquely severed. Distraught, Luke enters a hut and discovers his friend, Sergeant Andrew Scott, who has lost his sanity. Andrew, wearing a necklace made from the severed ears, has taken a young couple captive. Luke tries to persuade Andrew that the war has ended. However, when Andrew reacts violently, killing the young man, he challenges Luke to kill the girl to demonstrate his allegiance. Luke vehemently denies, asserting its cruelty. Andrew attempts to kill the girl himself, leading Luke to make a desperate escape attempt with her. Unfortunately, Andrew shoots Luke in the leg and hurls a grenade at the girl, ending her life. The conflict between the two escalates into a lethal shootout, culminating in both their deaths. The next day, a U.S. Special Forces team stumbles upon their remains. The commanding officer dictates that their deaths be kept secret and labels them as missing in action. The narrative shifts to 1992, where terrorists have seized control of the Hoover Dam. The scene is harrowing, with civilian corpses strewn across the dam, while others are taken as hostages. One civilian is even executed as the terrorists urge their demands. Concurrently, the deceased Luke, Andrew, and other fallen soldiers are revived for the Universal Soldier, or UNISOL, initiative, a high-tier anti-terrorism squad. They receive a neural serum to ensure mental pliability and suppress former memories. These UNISOLs are dispatched to the Hoover Dam to manage the crisis. Amidst the chaos, Veronica Roberts, a TV reporter, arrives to report live but is dismissed for her tardiness. As the UNISOLs engage, they showcase their exceptional skills and resilience. One even withstands direct gunfire. Ultimately, the UNISOL squad systematically takes down the terrorists and secures the location. Soon after, Luke's memories of his past are triggered when he sees two hostages reminiscent of the villagers he tried to protect in Vietnam. He catches sight of Andrew, who seems to be grappling with similar recollections. As a UNISOL, Andrew remains silent. This momentary lapse causes Luke to be unresponsive to the control team's radio commands. Outside, Colonel Perry, overseeing the UNISOL program, gives ambiguous responses to the press. Intrigued, Veronica hatches a plan to covertly enter the base with her cameraman to uncover the truth. Inside the mobile command hub, the UNISOL technical crew is piecing together the events at Hoover Dam. The UNISOLs are unveiled to be genetically enhanced troops boasting rapid healing and increased physical prowess. However, they can easily overheat and malfunction. Due to the observed anomaly, Woodward, a project technician, proposes removing Luke from service. Colonel Perry, though, is adamant that the operation continues and orders another serum injection. Meanwhile, Veronica infiltrates the facility despite her cameraman's reservations. She stumbles upon an injured yet living UNISOL. Assuming he's deceased, she starts photographing, only for him to stir suddenly, startling her. This triggers an alarm and exposes their presence. Consequently, Luke and Andrew receive orders to apprehend Veronica, whether she's alive or not. In her attempt to flee, Veronica and her cameraman crash their vehicle and are taken captive. Andrew then demands the camera from Veronica, and when she defies, he ruthlessly kills her cameraman. Witnessing this act, Luke's memories resurface. Acting swiftly, he intervenes, saves Veronica, and they both flee using a UNISOL transport. Observing this, Andrew quietly labels Luke a betrayer, unnoticed by the rest of the UNISOL squad. Upon discerning their getaway, Colonel Perry deploys the remaining UNISOLs to track down Luke and Veronica. He is anxious that the UNISOL initiative could be revealed to the masses and the U.S. government, especially since the Pentagon remains unaware of the project's specifics. As they speed away, Veronica spots Luke's wound and hurriedly tries to tend to it. To her astonishment, he cauterizes the wound using the car's cigarette lighter. Along their route, the car's fuel depletes, prompting Luke to astonishingly push it at a rapid pace, which leaves Veronica stunned. They arrive at a gas station only to find it has no gasoline, and the public phone is out of order. With limited options, they book a room at a nearby motel. Once inside the room, Veronica turns on the TV and is shocked to see herself implicated in the murder of her cameraman. Concurrently, Luke starts to feel excessively hot. He strips down and positions himself before the air conditioner to cool down. However, the effort proves futile, and he succumbs to overheating. Observing this, Veronica moves him to the bathtub and fills it with ice, which astonishingly accelerates his healing process. Baffled by what she has seen, she tries contacting a doctor from the motel's reception, but to no avail, suspecting the Unisols might have tampered with communication systems. Without their knowledge, the Unisols have pinpointed their location. As Luke and Veronica converse in their room, the Unisols launch an ambush. In a frantic escape, the two dart through the motel, breaking through walls, which terrifies other guests. During their escape, they find refuge under a bed in another room. Holding the occupants at gunpoint, they demand the car keys to facilitate their escape. As they drive off, the Unisols retaliate with gunshots. Nevertheless, Luke plows the car through the motel's front area, ensuring their escape. The subsequent day, while on the move, Veronica bombards Luke with questions, but he struggles with memory lapses. Shortly, they stop at another gas station. Inside a secluded room, Luke requests Veronica to inspect his body for any tracking devices. She locates one embedded in his leg. Reluctant to inflict pain, she hesitates, leading Luke to take matters into his own hands, using a knife to extract the device. Veronica, despite her revulsion, reaches into the wound to extract the tracking device. Subsequently, they concoct a ploy to outsmart the Unisols. As the adversaries enter the room, flames are triggered, culminating in a massive explosion at the gas facility. Consequently, the Unisols get consumed by the firestorm. Seizing this diversion, Luke and Veronica covertly access the Unisol team's transport, pilfer several documents, and make their getaway. Unexpectedly, Andrew emerges in the rear of the vehicle, attempting to strangle Luke. This action forces Luke to veer off, resulting in a crash. Andrew is projected out due to the force, but the duo, protected by their seatbelts, manage to evade. Post this chaos, Colonel Perry receives directives to abort the mission and rallies his crew to the vehicle. Yet Andrew's derangement resurfaces, leading him to annihilate Colonel Perry and the majority of the team, sparing only the pair of medical professionals. Later, in a diner, Veronica sifts through the purloined documents. She spots a repeated reference to a Dr. Christopher Gregor and probes Luke about this individual, to which he denies any knowledge. Digging deeper, Veronica uncovers a contact number for Dr. Gregor and steps out to place a call. Meanwhile, inside the restaurant, Luke grabs attention by overindulging in food. When confronted by the proprietor about his ability to foot the bill, a brawl ensues. Luke skillfully evades the proprietor's blows and incapacitates him with a single maneuver. Other patrons charge at Luke, only to be outmatched. Observing the scuffle, Veronica rushes in and guides Luke out. Simultaneously, technicians notify Andrew of his escalating body temperature, urging him to cool down. As he settles into the cooling unit, the technicians conspire to sedate Andrew using the serum. Yet, when one approaches, Andrew's instincts kick in, and he lethally administers the serum to the unsuspecting technician. Later, Andrew frequents a bar, seeking information on Luke and Veronica's whereabouts. A local jests at Andrew's expense, provoking a violent response and compelling the patrons to divulge any known details. Back at Andrew's transport, the remaining technician manipulates a Unisol into holding a live grenade, causing an explosion inside the truck. Undeterred, Andrew hauls 2 Unisols to a store's refrigeration unit, hoping to rejuvenate them. Alas, his attempts are in vain. Come dawn, Luke and Veronica rendezvous with Dr. Gregor, the mastermind behind the Unisol program. Dr. Gregor narrates the program's genesis and its intent to mold the ultimate soldier. However, a significant hiccup arose. The resurrected memories of their former lives were intensified. He further elaborates that Andrew is ensnared in a Vietnam wartime illusion, convinced he's still combating foes there. During this exposition, Luke's past life memories flood back, prompting him to voice a longing to revisit his family in Louisiana. Simultaneously, a news broadcast announces Colonel Perry's death, wrongly accusing Veronica. Consequently, she proposes unmasking the Unisol operation, but Luke seems drained. Upon leaving Dr. Gregor's premises, they're swiftly apprehended by law enforcement. In the subsequent scene, as the police convoy transports them, Andrew and Unisol GR-76 give chase in a truck. Launching an assault, they neutralize the law officers and the bus chauffeur, causing the vehicle to veer recklessly. Amid the pursuit, both the police vehicle and Unisol truck plummet off a precipice. In the nick of time, Luke overpowers GR-76 and leaps to safety. Another officer from the convoy confronts them, but Veronica incapacitates him, allowing the pair to commandeer his car and flee. Luke and Veronica then journey to his ancestral farm in Louisiana. Regrettably, Andrew successfully tails them. Re-emerging, he seizes Luke's kin and Veronica. This prompts a showdown between Luke and Andrew. Bolstered by muscle boosters, Andrew ruthlessly thrashes Luke. Simultaneously, Veronica wields the pointed prongs of a hay machinery to liberate herself. As she endeavors to flee, Andrew hurls an explosive her way. Amidst the melee, Luke procures the muscle boosters, injecting himself to level the playing field. Now fortified, he retaliates with renewed vigor. The climax sees him skewering Andrew onto the hate machine's spikes and activating it, dismembering him. Following this, Luke rushes to rescue his family and proceeds to the site of the explosion. There he discovers a wounded but alive Veronica. The film culminates with the duo embracing in a poignant moment. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.